Everyone always asks me, what is remote sales? How does it work? Well, I'm here to really simplify this for you and tell you the steps I took to actually be successful in remote sales, how I found it, and what I'm doing with it now. So, I started off in remote sales when, from a friend of a friend, I was like, I knew this guy was in the online space. I was like, how can I make money online? He was like, well, have you heard of appointment setting? I was like, yeah, I have actually. Because I was in a networking group that I joined to like level up, better my life. All them things we want to do, right? I got on a call with someone on there who was a remote closer, and to me this was like sick, like remote sales, closing deals remotely, like that sounds super cool. He's making like 15k a month. I want to learn how to do it. He told me get into appointment setting. At the same time, friend of a friend tells me get into appointment setting, so I'm like, let's do it. I found out who this guy was learning off. I went and jumped straight in, like same day, messaged the guy, got on a call. He closed me in 5 minutes and I jumped in, invested in myself, right? From there, I was learning appointment setting, which is working for already established online businesses that are selling coaching communities, just maybe even business consulting. And I was coming in then at the very, very start, where you have the content, the ads that creates the leads, people that are interested, people that have shown interest by following the account. As an appointment setter, you either reach out to people that have shown a bit of interest, or you apply to the ones that have reached out to you, and all you do is nurture them a bit of rapport. You then find some urgency, create some desire, find their real goal, motivation. From there, financially qualify them and book them onto the actual call. And then all you have to do is just nurture them, keep them warm up to the call until they get on the call with a closer. The closer, or the business owner that may do the closing, then runs them through a lot of psychological questioning and helps them get to the outcome that's best for them. If that's the coaching, the community, the solution that the business owner is selling, then hopefully their job is to go through and close that person. So take their money on the call, which could be anywhere from like 1,000 to, I've seen 50,000 closes, and I'm like $50,000 I'm talking about here. How you make money as the appointment setter is when these deals close, you get a commission on that sale. That may be 5%, it may be 10%. May even be 20% or 15% in some scenarios, right? So you then don't have to do any fulfillment. Your job's done. All you do is put them onto the sales call and you get your 10%. You don't have to do anything else. Moved on to the next lead. And let's say you manage to book a call every single day and they all close and you're on 10% of 10k, that's 1k every single day. So you can see why people want to get into this, right? There's a lot of money to be made. You can work from anywhere in the world. First week or two, I had my head down and I was learning everything I could, connecting with many people, joining every single coaching call that I possibly could to get connections, meet the right people, get the right advice. I was placed onto an offer on the first week and a half because I was showing up, I was showing that I was interested, I was committed, I was taking this very seriously. And I got into that offer, started booking appointments. I booked like 11 appointments in one day and I was working flat out. I got paid commissions for that. I made like less than $1,000 in about a week. Then I moved on to another role. This role came about from the work that I'd done the week previous when I was putting in the hard work. One of the coaches that I'd messaged to try and work for had reached back out for me. So I engaged in that and it turned out that this was probably a better offer. I got onboarded with this client. She had 300k followers, so I was like money signs everywhere. The way I found her actually was I reached out to her coach who, he was a mentor for fitness coaches. She, being a fitness coach, had invested in him, and now I had applied for him. I went through his interview process. Well, it went well. I just wasn't the right fit. He found someone with more experience. And he was like, you know what, you'd be a good fit of my client, the one that had 300k. So I started working for her and I realised that this business was not making money, okay? When I got in the business, it was doing about 5k a month. And there was a lot of work to be done. There wasn't really any leads coming in. The content was all over the place. For the next, 1 to 3 months, I was putting in work. Her Instagram page, generally all the engagement, I was reaching out to them, sparking conversation and trying converting them into paying clients, right? It's hard work. It's not really what you'd expect on a 200k, 300k follower account, but I stuck with it, right? You have to be committed, you have to be resilient, and I made it work. And before I knew it, we were hitting the 20 to 30k months. From there, as an appointment setter, I went on to do consistent 3 to 5k a month, and I did a bit of one-to-one coaching with appointment setting. This then took my skill set to the next level. I got a paying client where I actually charged high ticket full client of my own, and that's where, you know, I really took that next step up. At that point, I basically created my own offer and started selling it without really realizing. From there, I went and invested in learning closing, right? So then I took that next step up to become the closer after being the appointment setter. At the same time, I put someone in as the appointment setter on that old role. So I also technically became a setter manager, where I was managing the 2 setters that were now on that old role, which was then doing consistent money and still is today. Now I am appointment setter manager, appointment setting coach, and learning to close. I invested 4K into a coaching community, which was good. It was very like business to business. It taught a very basic approach at sales, everything you needed to know. You know, you could probably go find yourself a 20-30% close rate and probably secure like a decent role off the back of that. I got about halfway through the training, and at this point I had started making content. I'd quit my job and my plan was move out to Bali, which I already had booked because I was going there on holiday anyway with some mates, and I extended it for the whole month. At this point, you know, like I just mentioned, I'd started posting the content, and my first few videos did very well. I had hundreds and hundreds of leads, which led to me getting my own setter on, and I was straight in the deep end taking sales calls. That month, flew out to Bali, right, and I was experimenting with the time zones, going out partying, and then for 10 whole days, literally going out partying with the group of mates. Then the 10 days after that, recovering and trying to work on the time zone and not figuring it out. And I ended up burning through 30 sales calls without a single sale. Yeah, if you think what I was selling at the time was 1.6k, I missed out on, you know, nearly 50k worth of sales, right? I was fuming. I was like, what do I do? I was very frustrated. I was like, I've quit my job, dropped everything to come out here. I'm now going back, but I'm planning to go out to Thailand next month. Like, what do I do? I carried on just getting through that community, going through the course, trying to get better, joining the group calls, engaging, and trying to improve. I end up going out to Thailand, another video blows up, I get a whole lot more leads, and I'm still not closing anything. Another week passes, I've still got leads, and I was like, shit, okay, I need to take the next step here. A few days before, my mate had sent me a video of this closer who was showing his framework, and I was like, wow, this is super cool. I would love to learn to close like this. So I hit him up. We got on a call. He told me he was going to do me like a free call review and that he'd reviewed it. We got on the call and he instantly turned it into a sales pitch. And I was kind of like on the fence. And I was like, this is like, I love it, man. I love everything. Like, I've reached out to you, obviously, but you told me you're doing a call review and you're trying to sell me. Like, I'm up for the coaching and everything, but it's all a bit weird. He ended up closing me anyway, which just shows how good he was. And that's where everything changed. So I ended up investing another 4k into my skill set, and that's where I started closing calls. Okay, I think after that month, my close rate went from literally like 5-7% up to like 40%. So it flipped around. Okay, and I was getting people on to my appointment setting coaching. Okay, and at this point I was working in a community where I was coaching appointment setters all day as well. By the end of working with this community, I've coached like over 200 appointment setters and continued to do that for a while. Started up a few other businesses, like some Growth Op, which is where you go into businesses, implement sales teams, help them with the marketing, the back end, and that all went pretty well. Go to 2 months ago from today, and I've been doing that for quite a while, and then I decided, right, I want to launch my own appointment setting coaching again. I could close now. I was closing on some offers, but my main priority was then, right, ready, go, set my appointment setting coaching, and it's gone really well. That is now the main focus. I also do a bit of Growth Op and other bits, you know, I could talk about loads of other bits, but the main thing is appointment setting coaching, which is helping other guys quit their 9 to 5, find this freedom through remote sales, starting off as appointment setters. And I love it, helping others actually see that freedom, start off just like I did, and the wins that they're achieving already. For example, my little brother, who's 16, I helped him starting probably 3 months back, and in the last 3 months in the last 2 months he's made 3.5k, he said earlier, and it's only going to get more and more and more. We now have more clients than ever. Business is about to do big numbers next month. The amount of people going to help is insane. The content that I'm giving people, like the actual training, is just like getting better and better. I mean, today I've recorded 20 training videos that have all been added, and everything is looking good. There isn't really anything I'd change with the journey. I probably should have got the coaching that I needed sooner and not burn through 30 leads, but it took that for me to actually know that although it's scary, although it's a big risk to go and invest another 4K, taking risks is what's going to separate me from everyone else. It's what I needed. It's what's got me to where I am today, in a position where I have complete freedom. I can go and literally travel wherever I want. I mean, in a couple of days I'm going out Ibiza. After that I think we're going Brazil. When I say we, me and we'll see 4 of my close mates, literally from my hometown, are planning to all go out. We all make money online. We all did appointment setting at one point, and we now all have also started our own online businesses from appointment setting, okay, and gone into loads of different things. It just shows that appointment setting is an incredible way to get into the online space, and it's going to open so many opportunities. And I haven't even been doing all of this for a year yet. Sitting, watching YouTube, listening to my story and others' stories, like I'm sure you do all day long, is great and all. But when is your story going to start? When are you going to start taking the risks and putting in the hard work? Because you're just like me. I'm no different to anyone else. There's nothing special about me. I'm not more clever. I've just taken more risks, actually taken the steps and actions to start. Now, obviously, you know I do appointment setting coaching, so if you feel like that is of interest to you, you want to know a bit more, my website is linked below. You can have a scroll through there, and if you want to really take that step, book onto a call, challenge yourself, and we can see whether it may be a good fit between us, whether I can actually help you, and take it from there. Alternatively, if you want to learn a little bit more about appointment setting before, go through the rest of my YouTube videos. If you prefer to watch short form, I'll link my Instagram as well, and you can watch it in short form. But what's important is you start taking the steps and stop consuming everything, because that's when your life's going to change.